Hello, everyone. Hopefully, this is working. It's first time doing it like this, so we'll see. But welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here live with me. I'm going to try and keep this short. So I am streaming live from Brampton, Ontario, as some of you know, from Toronto, Canada. And really, what I wanted to talk about was, you know, a lot of you know my story, but some of you may not, right? So, as you know, I'm an energy healer and coach. I've been trained in so many tools and modalities. But, when my husband had his stroke, I realized something that was truly heartbreaking is that my tools weren't enough to carry me through that season, that time. He was getting a lot of help, obviously, right? But, you know, I, I thought I could handle it, right? And I thought I was doing a great job, but it was difficult. And being a caregiver, being a nurse, kind of thing, it's like I never signed up for that. That's what I kept saying because it wasn't something I was expecting, obviously, right? So, when my husband had the stroke back in November 2020, um, my whole life changed. Completely changed. Everything that we had uh, dreamed of and were planning for our lives, it all stopped, right? As you know, I was in Austria in a small little village, 75 people. Nobody spoke English. There were like two people who spoke English in that whole village. So, and it was during COVID as well. So it was a very scary time. Communication was a big issue. The uh, the doctors could speak English, yes, but some of the nurses and some of the people who worked in the hospital did not. So it was quite challenging to even get updates um, of my husband's condition, and he was far away, like I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours away. But it was, I prayed and I prayed and I bargained with God, and I remember saying, because the first 2 weeks when he was in the hospital, it was touch and go. They didn't know what was going on. They were just trying to keep him alive, and it was a 50-50 chance. And I remember bargaining with God, and I said, if I've done anything good in my life, anything, please take that and help him, save him, if he wants to be saved. I still left it up to him, of course, right? But I was willing to give up all the benefits or merit points or anything that I had accumulated to um, to help him, to save him if he wanted to be saved. Um, for if he wanted to come back, because I truly wanted him just to be happy. Whatever he wanted, I wanted that for him. And so I wasn't going to force him to come back. It's like, if you want to come back. Anyways, it was such a difficult time, and luckily did have some support, right? My community was very supportive, and I'm so grateful, so grateful. My family was very supportive, and I'm so grateful, but they were so far away. Um, I had my daughter there in Austria with me at the time, but really that was it, so I didn't have anybody else. His brother came every couple of months, but it was very solitary and very lonely and very confusing, and trying to get the best care for him. The system is different there, so it was, and I was trying to keep it all together, hold it all together. um I lost access to his bank accounts and like everything that he had. I lost access to everything, right? So it's like financially, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can manage. It's like I don't know. Um, but so trying to keep all that together, trying to keep his internet stuff and computer stuff and all that stuff because he was a very techie guy, trying to keep all that going until he could come home, right? It was difficult, right? And yes, I was strong because I had to be, right? I was the strong one. I was holding space. I was the space holder, but I was barely hanging on. There were times when I couldn't even figure out what to eat, so I had a bag of chips and a bottle of Coke because I was like, I can't think. Or somebody, you know, did something and I freaked out. It's like, oh my God. I remember one time it was like the one of the mechanics nearby came over to check the car or something, and he put the emergency brake on. And so when I was trying to leave to go to the grocery store or something, it's like, why is it not working? And I freaked out. So why would he do that to me? Like totally victim mentality, totally freaking out, totally like not who I am. But it was like it was everything was just way above my head. It was just like too much. And so, yes, I was meditating. Yes, I was going for walks. Yes, I was doing energy healing. I was getting support from energy healers, from my friends, and my mentors. But, they helped, but they only did so much, right? And so I was living under trauma as well, right? So it's not just, I mean, the trauma of, my God, what has happened to my life. Um, Trauma and burnout, they started to take space in my body. I started to feel different things in my body, and I went to the doctor, and I'm like, I have all these aches and pains. I'm like, this hurts and that hurts, and and she said, no, you're totally fine. Your blood work is fine. Everything is fine. You're just under a lot of stress. You need to take a break. I'm like, you know, I'll be honest, I hate it when people say that because it's like, you don't know my life. How can I take a break? No one is going to come and take care of him. His kids had abandoned him. Um, because they didn't believe he was sick. I don't know. Anyways, crazy. But there was nobody who could come. So I did go away one weekend, um, 2022 or 2023. I don't know when it was now. I went to Paris for my daughter's graduation. And it was great because for those few days he stayed with his brother. But his brother said, I don't know how you handle it. I can't do this. But so that was my break, was like 3 days when I went to Paris. And nobody could take care of him because it was just too much. And he's not the same person, unfortunately, right? So, when I came back to Canada, I thought, okay, we'll get more support here. The medical system, I think, is better here. It'll be great. No, 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 no. The medical system here is not good. He couldn't even get a neurologist appointment for a year and a half. So, needless to say, when I had to send him back to Austria, that completely shattered me beyond belief. And I couldn't even talk about it because everybody said, no, this is good. It's good for you. It's good for him. But my heart was broken into a million pieces, right? So much was going on. And so, if you're experiencing that same sort of thing, anything like that, burnout, you're tired, you're exhausted, you know, I just want to share a few quick little tips, right? So breathing helps, right? So put your hand on your heart chakra in the middle of your chest, and on your stomach, and breathe deeply. That really does help. Right? Journaling things that you didn't want to say. There's so many things I didn't want to say, right? Because there were emotions running. Walking in nature, always helpful for me. So thank goodness I had Neo and I could walk with him outside and just have a few minutes breathing space and be in nature and connect. That's so helpful. And of course, asking for help. I'm not very good at asking for help, I'll be honest, but I did from time to time, thank goodness. And um, I did get help from my friends and colleagues. So that helped. And then, lately I've been using this Get Brain Support through Happy Juice. And what it's done for me is like, I'm finally able to sleep. I was never able to sleep before, which I knew, but I was finally able to sleep. I'm able to focus. I'm emotionally stronger, right? So this is not a pitch. This is just, a lifeline that I found when I felt like I was out of lifelines, if that makes sense. So even if you never buy anything from me, here's what I want you to know. You are not broken. You're grieving. You're recalibrating. You're surviving. And you deserve support that honors your full being, mind, body, and spirit. So if this resonated with you, I'd love for you to follow me if you're not already, and DM me the word grief if you want the tools I used. There's no pressure, just gentle support and a discount code if you want it. I mean, you all know I'm not a pressure sales type of person at all, right? But if you want to know what is helping me, what's working for me, I'll let you know. And please, go ahead and save this or share this with someone in your life who may be carrying something heavy right now, you know, it's so important for you to know that you're not alone. Right. So I just want you to take a deep breath and just put your hand on your heart chakra, in the middle of your chest, and one on your stomach, tummy. Just take a deep breath with me. Okay, 3 breaths. So I just want you to know you are seen, you are not alone, and your healing also matters. All right. So thank you so much for being with me and taking this time with me. I really appreciate it. Okay. Bye, everyone. Bye for now.